Like the ranges, I write it in stone. Channel my nigga, you right or you wrong. Stars on the roof is a, yeah. It's a was on their own. Hey, shit don't make no sense.
Hello. What's up, bro? Thank you for coming by. Welcome home. Hey, Abrantie, Superstar DJ. What's up, baby? Welcome. The focus on tourism in Africa is now eminent, bridging the gap in something that we have always pushed here on the AfroZons show. We are no strangers to festivals, as you all know, as it started in Lagos, Nigeria with Fly Time Music Festival, Star Mega Jam. In today's world, we now have SHEILA, we have Afro Nation. Now we now have superstar African artists or artists of African descent who are now creating their own festivals in the motherland. My guest today is no stranger to the AfroZons family, to the Planet 2 family, to us here in Chicago. He's a superstar, international artist, all right? An enigma, I like to call him. He goes by the name Vic Mensa. He's actually here with all-star superstar lineup DJ Abrantie. They're here to talk about the festival that's being put together by Vic Mensa and his bro, Chance the Rapper. It's called Black Star Line Festival. I hope I said that all right. Because when you have a superstar in the building, you know, you gotta say it all right. Vic, welcome to the AfroZons show.
So good to see you.
Abrantie, nice to have you too.
Wonderful.
Okay, so let's get to it, Vic. Why Ghana? It could have been Zambia, it could have been Morocco, it could have been Venice. I don't know, where else in Africa? Kenya, Tanzania, why Ghana for your festival?
I mean, we're Ghanaian, you know, first of all. My family is deep in Ghana, and I've been going to Ghana since I was 11 years old. I think that was my initial motivation for wanting to create things in Ghana in particular. I think even beyond me, Ghana is positioned itself as a gateway to the continent and has extended that olive branch to Black people globally to come home. You know, since the year of return that you were instrumental in, and even before that, from Ghana's independence, you know, Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott King were there. Maya Angelou was in Ghana early. Malcolm X was in Ghana early. I love something that Kwame Nkrumah said is to the effect of that we are not African because we were born in Africa, but because Africa is born in us. And so I think that leadership is often what sets the precedent for a nation or a people. And with that being like our initial leadership, the spirit of welcoming Black people home exists and has existed in Ghana, so it makes it the perfect place to open the gate for something like this.
I really agree with you totally. I mean, first country as well to actually gain its independence in Africa was Ghana. Ghana was the first, and all the other African countries followed suit.
Black people can get citizenship.
That's right, that's what's happening
like,
now. And
so we really are trying to push a message of unity and unity across the diaspora, Black people of the globe.
Yep.
And Ghana is a great stage for that at this moment.
I agree with you. So what is the concept behind? What is the concept behind the festival?
Yeah, you know
How
what?
did you come up with the idea?
Yeah, man, it really came to me. 2021, I believe.
After COVID?
Yeah, I was back in Ghana. Like December 2020, January 2021, and then I was in South Africa right after that. And while I was between Ghana and South Africa, I was just struck by the fact that these fan bases have been existing with us and living with us and growing with our music. I'm seeing people that got Save Money tattoos, and I'm talking to people in South Africa that have hip-hop podcasts and telling me 10 years of music, you know, between me and Chance and all of our clique. And so I just started to think, I was like, as Black artists, we're performing everywhere else on the planet except for the continent of our origin. It's a rite of passage for you to perform all of Europe. And it's B&C markets as well. It's not just London, it's Leeds and Liverpool. It's not just Berlin, it's Dusseldorf. I never heard of Oslo before I performed there.
Yeah.
I performed the entire continent of Australia when I was 20 years old. But I had never performed in Ghana as an African person until 2020, you know. And so for that reason, I started to just consider that there has to be a way that we can create a vessel for Black artists to be coming and performing on the continent. You speak to some of the guys that trailblaze Afrocentricity in hip hop, and you would think there's no way that you've never performed in Africa. Like, you've been pushing kente cloth and, you know,
rocking the head,
you know,
part of the people
the
and all that.
kufi and everything, you know.
Gele, everybody got the gele.
And guys that tell you, like, I never even been, you know. And obviously that's something that just has to change. And so, you know, in time when we were in Ghana this past December, and Mike and I were staying together with a couple more friends. My sister Arch Monet came out there with us, and I was just kicking this idea to them. I found out that they had been thinking of something similar, and I'm sure plenty of people have. You know what I'm saying? And so we were just kind of taking shape. And then when we brought Chance out there in January, he was loving the idea. He's got experience in producing festivals, and we was like, man, let's just all put our heads together and figure out how to make this thing a reality.
Yeah. And you know what makes yours really unique is when I first started the show, I did talk about Star Mega Jam, AfroZons, all the other festivals that have been happening, Afro Nation, all of them. The uniqueness about yours and why yours is the first of its kind is because it's being curated by an artist. We've never had that. No. Most times it's the corporation, it's a big brand, Star, MTN, or somebody, you know, just saying, hey, bring artists over to the continent for festivals and stuff. We've never had the artists themselves that you have here in the States actually come and say, you know what, I'm going to curate a festival, I'm going to be on the festival, I'm going to bring my friends to the festival. You know, you've had the global festivals and stuff like that, but never been the talent. So you are the first to do this, Vic.
Yeah, I think that we got an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to create something momentous that is like a shift of culture. And I have to thank you for really giving me some of the first gas and traction that I've had in Ghana. And obviously we've known each other for years, but when you first put me together with Stonebwoy a few years back, that was one of the first, you know, that was the first, you know, real collaboration. Him and my cousin Manifest. Those songs came out around the same time, but the first one I did actually was the Stonebwoy joint. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's brilliant to see that you've been blazing this trail for so long, and you know, you still look 20.
Thank you very much, James.
You know what I'm
Send
saying?
my check later.
she's a doctor now.
Yes!
I know, you know, but what I'm saying is, it's people like you that have been beating this door down, and now, you know, as the door is open and people are coming through, it's just like, it's a beautiful thing, because something that I've been repeating in this process is that it took me this much time to recognize the immense privilege that I have to be in direct communication with my ancestry.
Yeah.
At times I've taken it for granted because I've grown up with an African father, with knowledge of my language, culture, religions, and it was easy to take it for granted. But in this current moment, I come to realize that that's been stolen from most people that are close to me, and that, you know from whence you came, and that way there are no limitations to where you can go. But a lot of us are stuck in a box because as Black people, we don't know where we really come from. And so with that privilege that I have, and any privilege that one has, I feel like there's immense responsibility. And as well as responsibility, there's opportunity. And so I see myself as being a conduit or a bridge between Black people of America and Black people of the continent. And I don't know everything. I'm not the most versed in every culture, but I do know that there's much more that unites us than there is that divides us.
That's correct. And you're the perfect role model because, I rep Africa 1,000,000%. Everyone knows that, aka African royalty. That's really what they call me, African royalty. Well, you're right there in the middle. You are. Because you are Chicago. That's what you know. And you're also from Ghana. That's your heritage. So you represent this African now people that we call them. We call the African nows. Those loving the Afro beats. Those that love Wakanda, the movement. Those are trying to fit in. They want to know. They want that knowledge. So you represent them. You make them feel comfortable, knowing that it's cool though.
I think that's a major component to the festival in itself. Is that reclaiming of culture and heritage that I feel he does a good job sitting in the middle of it.
Yes.
He's very Chicago.
Yeah.
He's also very Ghanaian.
1,000,000%.
In the sense that he completely understands the culture that he's coming from and the heritage there. There's a lot of people that also are very excited about the idea that, I can really come to Ghana and I can really find a lot about my history that I have been yearning to find out about. And through music, as a catalyst, I can use that and hold on to that as kind of a vehicle to get to all these other things and visit Cape Coast and visit Armenia.
Yes. I'm going to ask you that too, because I know I want to know more about what happens when people come out to the festival. But I want to talk about your lineup. How did you come about that lineup that you have?
Yeah, man, it's been like a lot of personal relationships. I think the first person that we had actually committed and secured is Soccer. And so, you can't send enough love to Sock. It's Sock is just one of those gracious kings that wants to uplift. You know what I'm saying? He wants to bring people up in anything that he does. And so he has just been the biggest supporter of me, you know what I'm saying, for mad long. I've always been a fan, but we really tapped in the last few years. And it was no question. Chance is close with Erykah Badu and T-Pain.
What about my Nigerian brother Toby? How did Toby get it?
Yeah, that was also Channel. I'm very excited about Toby.
No name drop. He spoke to me yesterday, but I'll tell you what he said to me off record. He's very excited too.
Toby is crazy.
Yeah.
He's super nice.
I think he's gonna bring a very electric energy.
And it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Man, really excited about Asaka boys in Ghana, man. You know what I mean? They got some of the craziest songs. You know what I'm saying? Some of the craziest energy. My cousin is Manifest, so that's we got a deep family thing.
So Jeremiah too?
Jeremiah's blood, you know what I mean? Yeah, Jeremiah is just one of the illest artists of all time, in my opinion. Jeremiah is one of those guys, you see him in the studio, it's just he just comes up with genius stuff, always freestyles too, always, you know what I mean? That's how he does everything. Man, and honestly, there's quite a few artists as well that haven't been announced yet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
And a lot of more African artists that we have to announce, some Nigerian artists, more Ghanaians. And it's American artists, many people that have reached out, some people are gonna jump on and do one song, you know what I mean?
It's a global movement.
You know what I mean? Just to put us all together. And I think that's the place where we are too right now. That's the place that's opening up. I mean, I was thinking about it yesterday as I was in Mariano's on 35th Street.
Yeah.
I'm on the low end, and the girl that's DJing in there, she's playing SZA when I walked in, but when I walked out, she was playing Tim's. You know what I mean? It's these music styles are living in the same space now. You know what I mean? It really, I think Tim's has done so much to break that door down. Obviously, Burna and Wiz, you know what I mean?
But Tim's at a different level.
But Tim's has done so much to break the door down to a point where it's black people are really embracing and recognizing African music as being black music, which it is, you know what I'm saying? And I think the landscape in many ways is changing, you know what I mean? Because it's even thinking about Burna, it's 5 years ago, a few years ago, I I couldn't tell you that I could see my guys in the hood listening to music in like Yoruba or whatever.
Not possible.
He's speaking. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I couldn't imagine it. You know what I mean? Because we as Americans, it's like we often have this like American exceptionalism as well in our tastes and the things that we think are for us, and we kind of oftentimes expect everybody else to speak in our language. Whereas you be in Nigeria, you be in Ghana, you be in South America or something. It's like we turn up to Nigerian songs in Ghana all the time without knowing, what they're really saying. Like, when I had to learn what that means, but it's like everybody's singing that before they even know what it means. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's singing that before we know what it means. But I think that the barrier is being broken down towards like Americans, and I think ultimately that there are many misunderstandings, misconceptions, and miscommunications between Black people in America and Black people in Africa. And I always say that those things are by design. When you have the same enemy, then you have an alliance inherently. And the same people that exploit us in America, Geo Group that creates privatized prisons, they imprison people in South Africa. The same people in South Africa stealing oil and diamonds are in Nigeria doing the same thing. And at the end of the day, they have oppressed us all, and so us having these bickerings and this infighting between Black people is counterproductive, and it's also not of our design. They place that upon us.
That's
you know what I mean? And so that's why we're doing this, to bring us together and say, our differences are beautiful. Our similarities are beautiful as well.
That's right. And now you have the tickets for free. What's the reason? I mean, I love a freebie, free 1,000,000%, let's go. But why did you decide to actually make it a free concert for the people?
Yeah, man, I think one of the main criticisms that people have of tourism in Ghana is that many events, they price out an average person. I mean, the economy is so crazy, and there are so many ways that the tourism is actually impacting it negatively. And so, while creating something in Ghana, we wanted to be certain that we were counteracting the narrative of extraction. Everybody comes to the continent historically to extract. You know what I mean? Since Mansa Musa went on this Mecca pilgrimage, displaying and flaunting the infinite wealth of Africa, it's been a never-ending influx of people coming to take it. You know what I mean? And it's been Europeans, it's been Africans acting as Europeans, Black Americans coming back, and so with this festival, in its inception, in many ways, we wanted to make sure that we counteracted that narrative of extraction, and we were actually providing for the people.
I like that. I really do. Okay, you're actually making a huge statement. It's a big action you're taking. Everything you're putting together is very positive. But it's also a global movement. So how can somebody, say, in England now, or in Australia now, or in Zambia now, or in the United States, how do they gain more information on the festival, the Black Star Line Festival? How do they get more information on it?
I think the best ways to get the information is follow my Instagram, Vic Mensa, follow Chance's Instagram, Chance the Rapper, follow Black Star Line Fest. You can go to blackstarlinefest.com. The important information is all there. At this point, it's like we've done a lot of geo-targeted digital ticket releases, and now we're focusing on tickets in Ghana in the physical. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, ultimately, if anybody is listening to this from somewhere else,
everybody's listening. This shows in 44 countries. 44 countries in Africa. It's going to be out here in the U.S. and in the UK as well. Everyone's listening to you.
Really, to anybody that's listening to this, if you can find your way to Ghana in that time frame, the ticket will not be your issue. You know what I mean? The biggest, heaviest lift is to get there. If you can get to Ghana in that time frame, you're going to be able to get.
So Vic, what are you doing to help us get there? What are you? How are you supporting us to get there? How are you supporting us to even sleep when we get there? We know we're gonna go to the festival for free. We're gonna see you for free and your friends. Charlie, stop it. So, what do you have in place?
Yeah, we got a few travel partners, man. You know what I'm saying? We have some flight discount codes that can all be accessed on the website.
The website again is?
blackstarlinefest.com. There are discounts with United. I believe there's a discount with Delta. I haven't seen exactly what the process is, but if you go
more information is on the website.
Yeah, on the website. Like if the United discount code is on there, then there's also Sorted Chalet. They've got the Ethiopia. That's one of our travel and experiential partners, and so they've got a deal with Ethiopia. Then there's another group on there called En Route. They have a deal with Delta. So I would say to book your accommodations, go through the website.
Perfect.
The travel partners.
The travel partners. Okay. And then while I'm out there, just say for example I'm American or I'm British. You know, I want to come out to Vic Mensa's festival. I want to be a part of the Black Star Line Festival. And what else can I do when I'm out there? Do you have anything planned for people like me? No, my people. You know my people, right? You all haven't been to Africa. It's your first time. You're coming out because Vic said so. What else do you have lined up for people besides the festival?
We honestly got so much going on. That whole week leading up to January 6th, we have multiple events every day. You know, from like summit with panel discussions and lectures to comedians to parties at night, art exhibitions, like football game.
Oh wow!
Everything is going down and so that calendar is going to be released.
Tourism, so you cancel all that.
So with the travel partners,
Sorted Chalet,
they're organizing all of these sort of tourist-friendly things to get the full experience of Ghana. And that's not just Accra or just Elmina. Like if you want to go Takoradi or these other places, northern region, like all of it is up to you.
It's possible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want to send a big shout out to a woman named Cadet and her organization Sorted Chalet. They are official travel partner of the Black Star Line Festival, and they provide the illest cultural experiences of Ghana. If you want to go to the waterfall in Abri, if you want to go to the Elmina Slave Castle, if you just want to experience amazing food or you want to experience the most beautiful beaches, they're really like your one-stop shop for experience in the country.
You learn how to cook different native everything.
Okay, I'm liking that.
You know, just go Sorted Chalet on the website, on the blackstarlinefest.com
There'll be a link on the website, okay? Perfect. And now, is this going to be an annual event, Vic? Do you plan to tour this to all the African countries? Because you're starting with Ghana now in 2022. What is the future plan for the festival, for the continent as a whole? Because you know Africa, we won.
Of course, yeah. The plan is to definitely travel, you know what I mean? And to spread to different parts of the continent, you know, perhaps even to be in the islands, you know what I'm saying? Like, to make it a global black experience, a diasporic, unified experience that 100% we would like to repeat.
Beautiful. When we first started the interview, I told you you and Enigma, you do so much, superstar, everything. Let's go back home to stateside. Let's go stateside. Let's go back to the USA, where we are right now. What are you doing right now? You're doing big things with cannabis. How you get the license? Hey, Charlie, what? There ain't nothing Vic can't do. I ain't even saying this because Vic is here. Nah, there ain't nothing you can do but big ups to you for that, bro. Big ups to you for that because it's black owned, it's yours, you're young, you know, it's very encouraging to the young people listening out there to know that, you know, when Vic can do it, you know, Charlie, you can do it too. Younger bro, younger sis, you can do it too. So Vic, tell us about the whole 93, is it 93?
Yeah, 93 Boys. So we launched back in April as the first black cannabis brand selling weed in stores in Illinois. And something I've been working on for years. Honestly, more than I can count. I was selling weed before I was even rapping.
Right,
it
so
wasn't legal back then, you know what I mean? It wasn't legal back then, but when the laws began to change, I just started to focus on it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
So I would say that's my main goal, or the main thing I would like to impart upon the youth or to somebody listening with ambitions of that sort or any sort, is identify what it is that you want to accomplish and just attack it. Like I even came across recently a black woman-owned delivery company. I don't know, I think it was Mother Earth or something like that. I don't want to put them on Front Street. Yeah. Somebody told me about them, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I looked it up and I'm like, oh man, that's snapping. Like this looks dope, you know what I mean? And it's like, so it's like whatever way you have to make it happen. I think that the reality of cannabis is that it is ours, whether or not they've co-opted it. You know what I'm saying? It's like cannabis is an inherently black thing. You know what I'm saying? It was outlawed and made illegal because jazz musicians like Louis Armstrong and Cab Calloway were smoking it, as well as Mexican migrant workers, you know what I mean? But it was really their racism that made them make it illegal in the first place, you know what I mean? And since they've decided that it can be a major cash cow for them with tax revenue, and they've made it legal, now the cannabis industry is like 95% white or something like that. You know,
It's more than that.
primarily male. You know what I'm saying? It's like they really have put a monopoly on the market. But at this moment, it's like we still have opportunities to have ownership in that industry, because not only do we deserve it, at the end of the day, black people are always going to be the culture movers in anything. But
That's a fact.
weed is no different. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
and so, you know what I mean? That's why with 93 Boys, it's like at the same time as, you know, we're creating this brand and working on our genetics and the cultivation, we're also community focused. And we're doing different programs that provide freedom and resources for the people through the brand. You know what I mean? Like, we're sending books into the prisons for a program called Books for 4 Bars. We was giving away free gas. We're working on like expunging people's records and removing the capital barriers to criminal record expungement, cannabis charges, etc. And so, really, I see all these things as being interconnected. You know what I mean? To me, it's like the same way that the Black Star Line Fest is pushing, you know, a critical piece of culture and cool, but also providing for the people and educating the people. 93 Boys is doing that in the cannabis space. You know what I mean?
Why 93 Boys though? What's the name? How did you get
You're not
that?
born in 93,
I
are
gotta-
you?
I gotta say that.
You're 91.
91. Yeah.
We all 93, me and all the guys.
Oh, you're born 1993.
Yeah,
I
yeah, we
see.
1993. You know what I'm
Look
saying?
at me sound old.
And it's premium, premium gas. You know what I mean?
It's 93.
Those in the 80s should be quiet. Okay.
Premium gas, no 87, man.
Oh my God, I love it. So Vic, what's up next for you now? I mean, we got the Black Line, we got the Black Star Festival line, or Black Star Line Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have that in Accra, Ghana, something that you plan to syndicate all across the world, you know, with passion in Africa, you know, so other African countries. So listen, sit tight. Please come out to Ghana and experience this, because Vic plans to tour this. It could be hosted in Zambia, it could be hosted in Nigeria, it could be hosted in
And I
South
did
Africa.
did somebody say that there's a possibility we might be having SHEILA O jumping,
You know,
on the stage or something like
we're
that?
still talking to her people.
Yeah,
She's still
oh.
talking to her.
Her people's right there, aren't you?
She's doing it. We talking to her
No,
people.
seriously, honestly, I was saying this to Toby, because I said, Toby, I met with Vic, and you know, because they're in Senegal and stuff, and he was just trying to figure out, he wanted to go to Lagos right after this. I want to go home. And I was like, let's wait till 2023, because we're hoping to work with Vic to bring the Festival to Lagos in 2023 because we also have a basketball team we're bringing out, which we're not going to announce yet. A huge basketball team is coming to Lagos in 2023. Courtesy of Star Lager beer, which my name is in every bottle, as you all know, is imported by Moa. So we're doing that. This team has never been to Africa before, and they're from Chicago. Big team. Big team. So we it makes sense to have Vic's Festival. It makes sense to have the team come out there and everything else tied to all the festivals we have there. And I was like, it looks like I might be one of the hosts. They're screaming. He was like, "Wow!"
Make it official.
He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "No." He was like, "No." He was.
Is it official?
I'm gonna be one of the co-hosts. No, but he was saying that it kind of completes the whole thing, because being the first to have an Afrobeat show in the U.S. Vic told his story. I remember when Ferris had to come to escort me out of the building because there were people trying to get me off the air, saying take this rubbish off the air. Ferris was picking up the phone, DJ Ferris, shout out to you, telling them open up your minds. This is from the continent. They didn't get Afrobeats. It's 2017, But now look at it now. The same people are calling the station saying, I haven't heard Arista. I haven't heard Burna Boy. I haven't heard, you know what I mean? So the world is really fused up. So yes, I'm looking forward to being one of your co-hosts. Yes.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go.
She said she's taking the basketball team to Nigeria.
Yes, we are.
Oh man, it's gonna
Yes,
be
I can't wait to tell
I'm
you.
always telling people too. I'm always telling people, I'm like, look, man, let these Nigerians get a hold of basketball. These motherfuckers, anything the Nigerians get their hands on, they just start to dominate.
They do, but we have one of the best players. Look at Giannis.
Look at Giannis.
And look at the Gumike sisters.
That's what I'm
Four
saying.
of them, 4 girls, all basketball
Think when they
players.
really
Next
start
on
to
pro.
focus their energy, like, Nigerians run UFC. It's Nigerians and the Muslims. Some of them are Muslim Nigerians, but from, you know what I mean? Like Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya. I ain't gonna lie, y'all be really trying to take some shit over.
And maybe Vic, we can look into Khaled next year because you see he's traveling, like buddy's on plane, he wants to go everywhere. So we should look into him.
I gotta talk to Lenny.
We gotta get him out there, and this year, next year, DJ Khaled, and anytime, because I know you guys can make it happen. So guys, I know I gotta let you go, but please one last time let people know the website, let people know how you're working so hard to make it easy for them to come out to Ghana. It's very important that we actually push it out there because it's the first week of Ghana, right? First week is the 6th.
First week of January.
Of January,
yeah.
Ghana.
So, I mean, Black Star Line Festival in Accra, Ghana, January 6th.
January 6th.
Inviting all black people of the globe and really all people, you know what I'm saying, to come and experience the continent in a way that you never have before. Inviting also all black artists. Reach out, tap in, man. We trying to get anybody in, everybody that makes sense on the stage.
Right.
And
this is for us.
This is for the people.
I appreciate it so much. And the last thing, where's the venue?
Black Star, Independence Square.
Independence Square?
Otherwise known as Black Star
Oh,
Square.
that's on Black Star Square. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you
And
so
we're
much.
looking forward to turning it up in Ghana.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
SHEILA O.
Hey.
SHEILA O takes Ghana.
We gonna take over. It's home. We're coming home.
Nigeria, but take it.
By force or by fire.
Woo! By force, by fire. No, now. It's a good alliance. Can Vic do like a drop?
Mike Abrantie checking in right now. Africa's #1 beer right here, Star. Your uncle's favorite beer. Shit. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Vic Mensa. Make sure you make it out to the Black Star Line Festival in Accra, January 6th. More information at blackstarlinefest.com. Oh, and we got none other than African royalty, SHEILA O on the microphone hosting, and Mike Abrantie on the ones and twos.
You already know.
You know what time it is.